exposing the corruption in Zimbabwe, and it undoes the reason why Mnangagwa is in power. Because remember, when they came in 2017, they were after the criminals that had surrounded the president. Let's not forget the foundation of the Mnangagwa's regime, where it comes from. And in them attacking the criminals that were surrounding the president, henceforth, they got into power. And when Mnangagwa got into power, some of you maybe that were not in Zimbabwe, but when he was there, when he got into power, he had the first 100 days in office. One of the major things that he had said he was going to do as the president was to fight corruption, was to arrest, was to prosecute, was to recover the money that has been looted by the ministers that were serving under Mugabe and some other political elites. This was what he had told the people of Zimbabwe his mandate was. And people gained faith and hope in ZANU-PF based on that, based that this man who's coming in is going to fight corruption, is going to revive, is going to do a whole lot of things. And the corruption was on number one that he was going to fight tooth and nail, and until Zimbabwe is corruption free. So it's quite shocking that when you see the highlights or the preview of the documentary, you see Upet Angel, you see Mnangagwa, and the government is being. I read the article. I read the article that was shared on that it highlighted also RBZ being in the center of money laundering. You see, so this is the thing that's the Zimbabweans that we should maybe encourage people to open their eyes and see and have an understanding of really what ZANU PF is all about, because we thought them changing Gabe and firing and other ministers being chased away unceremoniously in ZANU PF, it was house cleaning, but it surely shows that it was not even house cleaning. It was just a change of the outlook, but the results are the same at the end of the day. ZANU PF has been corrupt to the core, and we need to treat it as such. You see, this is why when Al Jazeera, some of you that have been on Twitter, Al Jazeera, when that thing, the likes of this guy, is it Mukwadi, Tafatswa Mukwadi, who's the whatever spokesperson, it came out, and I saw some tweets that were circulating of him saying, no, ZP, we need to ban and remove satellite dishes so that people, he was telling, it was talking of something that has to do with patriotism, which is a purely hogwash at the end of the day, because if he's not guilty or his party is not guilty in that documentary, why is he afraid? When their way, Banam Kwati, the way they rose to power was through the back of saying we are fighting those that have been corrupt in ZANU PF. So why shouldn't they allow people to be exposed? Why shouldn't they allow the corrupt people to be prosecuted at the end of the day? And to answer, come back to the question and respond, we need to deal with the fact that, number one, who are the criminals in the first place? Who are the criminals? We're talking the whole organization. We're talking from Mnangagwa to the last person, because if you are part of ZANU PF and you know they are stealing funds and you keep continuously defend them, it means you are aiding and abetting criminals in your organization if you are not calling them out. So every person that belongs to ZANU PF, to me, they are corrupt, and they are allowing the system to continuously be corrupt. So ZANU PF will try to forgive itself. That's what it has always done. They killed 20,000 people during Kukuraund, and Mugabe came out and forgave himself and formed a unit government. And they've always done it. The ZANU PF government doesn't prosecute itself, it just forgives itself and they reconcile. You see, if Mnangagwa is found to be one of the kingpins in this corruption, he will simply forgive himself. That's what they've done. You know, how would you not prosecute people that killed people? When you read the Kukurahunde issues, how will you not prosecute those people? You know, you read all of them. 1989, they are given amnesty. All the people that were involved in Matabele, they are given amnesty. No prosecution for all of them. Mugabe Stenga said, no, it was a moment of madness. That's how he justifies the act of killing. One more in corruption. What do you think the Mnangagwas are going to say about it? They are not going to prosecute themselves. They are not, because that thing touches ZANU PF in the nerve. It touches the likes of even the Takwire's, everyone there, the RBZ governor, everyone is involved in that whole corruption syndicate that they've been smuggling gold. And guys, to highlight something where the truth will definitely come out. You see, Zimbabwe, the reason why we are not being borrowed money was because in 1998 we violated the financial act, international financial act, the Lokuzen Code of Conduct, because what we do, what is happening currently in Zimbabwe, when we speak of money laundering, that has always been the case, and the likes of IMF and World Bank have accused Zimbabwe of such and said we are not going to partner or trust. Even other international banks refused to do business with Zimbabwe because of that. And when they turned around, most of these guys that are ZANU PF, they turn around and say, no, no, it's not money laundering, it's sanctions. But sanctions, we all know that they are targeted. And to be frank and to be honest, Zimbabwe is not under sanctions, as people have put it and people have said. Mnangagwa and some few individuals are under sanctions from America. Now they are the only country that has put them under sanctions is only America. The rest of the world is not sanctioned. UK lifted up and EU lifted up their sanctions that were upon the ZANU PF guys. So you'll hear them saying sanctions. Why are they saying sanctions, guys? What made Mugabe cry when sanctions were imposed on them and the political elite? Why did they cry? Because they'd taken money, stole money from Zimbabwe, put it on US Loguzen accounts. And when they came heavily on them and froze the accounts, they were crying and they wanted the whole country to rally behind thieves that has stolen billions of dollars and put it in offshore accounts. So it's to me, this is a chance and this is the time for Zimbabweans to wake up and smell the coffee and start demanding what is rightfully theirs. I remember I was in a space with Daddy Wopwell, you know, the way he expressed to say how much development this corruption has costed Zimbabwe, how much development has it costed Zimbabwe. We could be having hospitals and we could be having quite a number of things that we are crying about as Zimbabwe. We could be having better infrastructure as a country, but this is how much corruption has costed. Every year, we are losing billions of, of, of dollars. And these billions are supposed to be for road rehabilitations, hospital development, school building, schools, building. And this is not happening because of corruption, and I'm glad that this came in such a time as this, that we are going to see the elite being exposed and the corruption that has rampant Zimbabwe so much that it has caused people. Some of us were crying here and saying, no, Zimbabwe economy is what is down. Guys, 80% of where we are as a nation is not because of sanctions or because of economic meltdown. We are where we are as a nation, now 80% because of corruption of how the government has handled the funds. How do we, yes.
Sorry, Mukoma Jabulo. I